Hey everybody, greetings. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Will, and today we're gonna go pick up some trash. I've already kind of started right there. And it's a bright sunny day here in Converse, Louisiana. And you would think that trash wouldn't be littered all over the place out here, would you? As you can see, we're walking towards the end of the carport of where my mom lives, and this is no small matter. This is just trash. It's everywhere. You probably just heard that, but there's bottles in here. This is actually a wildlife feed bag right there that I found. I found that on the side of the road. And one thing we got going on in America is we got plenty of plastic products, plenty of things that are polluting our wildlife. And, let's just be honest. If we continue on this path, we are all going to meet our demise. Eventually, when there's no food to eat, when there's no wildlife left, what are we going to do? Are we going to keep growing plastics? The last time I ate plastic, I have no idea. But there's a whole bunch of wildlife that are chowing down every day on plastics. And if you and I got together and we just basically, sorry, I'm walking, it's a little treacherous out here in Louisiana, but if we get together and we pick up this nation and we keep the trash off the ground. I know that maybe, like, take for instance, I grew up in the north in Ohio, and there's a river called the Stillwater River that goes right behind my dad's house, just polluted with trash. And I've done a couple videos on it. And one thing I want you to know is that river eventually makes its way into the Gulf of Mexico. And, it joins up with the 5 rivers, okay, and they become one large river that goes into the Mississippi, and the Mississippi River flows into the Gulf of Mexico. And from there, it goes into the only habitat that trash can, and that is it goes into the sea. And the seas are becoming polluted, and it's all because of humans. But if we all bind together and we quit feeding, if we quit putting our wildlife feed bags on the ground, we could save this world. But it's all going to start with us. Plastics don't go away. They don't disintegrate. What happens is wildlife feeds on them, and those die. A couple days ago, I found this. Another big piece of plastic. Where's this going to go? 10 miles down the road from here. 10 miles is Toledo Bend, which is a huge man-made reservoir. And this is going to find its way there eventually. That feeds in to like some river that goes into Texas. And from there, it goes into the Gulf of Mexico to be eaten by wildlife. They think it's food, And what are we going to do when there's nothing left? When there's no food source left? Because everything in this world has been destroyed by man. There are a few alternatives to life, like there are ways to live without producing trash, and it takes every single person to do it. Not just me, not just you. It takes an entire world to do it. But if we all go out and we just pick up that one bag of trash today, we're gonna ensure that this world is survivable for our children and grandchildren. You know, I have an 8-year-old granddaughter, and she has to grow up in this trash. Next time you take a walk, and I'm not harping on anyone who smokes cigarettes, but look down on the ground and see how many packs of cigarettes are just laying right there on the ground. You know, how many cigarette butts just flicked right off to the side of the road for basically to what? To get lung cancer? I mean, think about it. Every time you smoke a cigarette, you get closer to death. And as far as myself goes, like, one of the things I've tried to become is not an activist, but an activator. And, battling alcoholism for 30 plus years has taught me to value what little bit of life I have left. And if every single minute, every single second, someone is just taking their cigarette and flicking it right on the ground, you know, where does that eventually end up at? Like, where do those cigarette butts eventually go? They go into the wildlife. They go into waterways. They go into, innocent animals' lives. You know, we talk about animal cruelty and we talk about things like that, but we are the cruelest people on the planet when we litter. And we can all change that right now. All you got to do is pick up some trash. Look at this. Where would this go? Where would that end up at? Where eventually would this plastic end up at? And whose stomach would it go into? Would it go into an animal? And then eventually our stomachs, because eventually when all the animals are dead, we will not have that as a food supply. The Mother Earth cannot keep sustaining trash. And it starts with you and me. So do something good for the earth today. Pick up one cigarette butt. Pick up one piece of trash. Pick up one piece of plastic off the ground. And become activated. And it will go, not only will this affect your life, but it will affect your children, your grandchildren, and everybody around you's life for the better.